I am starting to work on the bones, which, as you can see, are sticks. Here's his spine. And right now I'm painting, I guess, the pelvis. Let's see. I'm hoping these are going to be the rib cage. I have to figure that one out. Yeah. So, worked on his skull a little bit more. Went a different direction than I was going before. Some glitter leaves on there. And this is his heart, which I need to paint. It's going to be painted like the Mexican flag. And then we'll see how I'm going to piece it all together.
So explain to me the process of getting all these bones and finding them the right size.
I certainly did not find any the right size. Actually, I knew where there was a down tree, and I thought, well, this is perfect. You know, I don't have to cut anything down, which I didn't want to do anyway. And I thought it would make it easier. Silly me. It was a pretty... The branches were pretty dense on this tree, so sawing branches off was like a pretty big event. I only cut myself once though. Very proud of that. So one tetanus shot later, and I have all these tiny little bones that I had to saw off one by one. I tried to measure them against my arm and my leg, but just a little bit longer. And then every time I looked at it, it just looked so strange. Because you don't see bones laying down next to each other very often, and it truly kind of looked like that. But that's how I did it, just a little hand saw. A foot right now. It's hopefully going to be a foot. You know, this is where it gets trickier, the hands and the feet, I think, because I'm obviously not going to make a super anatomically correct hand or foot out of found pieces of wood. So I tried to find something that was at least similar in shape, and I'm thinking about using black paint to kind of paint the outline of the bones on there, but I'm not sure. I think that's going to be probably the very last thing I do after I put them together, and just decide if that's the way I want to go or if I want to leave it like it is. So there's foot number 1, and here's foot number 2. It's my skeleton's hand. High five. Seems to be functional. I'm just struggling with these grapevines that I'm going to try to fashion into a rib cage. Oh, it's not going to break, okay. But I'll tell you, next time I make a scarecrow, it's going to be out of something easier to use. Looking around at all these sticks as I'm painting them, and the skull, and Señor Bonejangles' little friends, and the guitar, and everything, I realized just how much more involved the Scarecrow is than my other Scarecrows. The very first one I made with my good friend from high school when I was a senior, and we named it the Three Amicrows, obviously modeled after the Three Amigos, and we won first place, I think, most creative for that one. And then I think in 2005 I did There's Crow Place Like Home, which was Dorothy, and with Toto and the Yellow Brick Road and everything, and ruby slippers. So these seem to be getting progressively more involved as I go, and usually it's, you know, a weekend project, but this has been a great undertaking, and I think I'm gonna be a little sad when it's over.